If you know any Knicks fans, you should give them a hug right now, because things seem to be going from bad to worse for this franchise. Phil Jackson has confirmed that the Knicks are listening to offers that they're getting for Kristaps Porzingis. The team's star quarterback has actually been retired since 2014. But when the owner called in the offseason saying this was going to be the last year of the Chicago Force, Sammy Grisafi said it was an easy decision to come back to the team she calls family. Cara Fiello is one of 9 club pros who qualified for the event, and she earned her exemption by placing 5th in last year's Teaching and Club Professional National Championship. The world's top golfers are at Royal Birkdale this week for the Open Championship, where one player's game plan is anything but conventional. Phil Mickelson ditched the biggest club in his bag and plans to attack the links course without a driver. But equipment changes are nothing new for the lefty, who famously won the 2006 Masters using 2 drivers. In the words of late Yankees legend Yogi Berra, it's deja vu all over again. David Robertson will take the mound wearing pinstripes once again. The pitcher heads back to the Bronx in a Yankees-White Sox trade that includes veteran third baseman Todd Frazier leaving Chicago for the Big Apple. Clearly, there wasn't a whole lot of agreement on winners and losers, but guys, what was the biggest sleeper pick from last night? Big Ten Quarterback of the Year in 2014 and 2016, not representing Ohio State at Media Days. Jay, what do you make of his absence? 4 players on the roster and the head coach were right at home in Chicago. The Fire was well represented, but another all-star player has close ties to Soldier Field. An unlimited data plan, why not give Jimmy Butler a call? The Timberwolves held a press conference today introducing Butler to Minnesota. During the Q&A, Butler was asked about criticism he's received from the Bulls organization, and his response? Pretty priceless. It may say 99 on the back of his jersey, but Aaron Judge's number last night was 47. The rookie hit 47 home runs at Marlins Park, which was more than enough to secure him the title of 2017 Home Run Derby champion. Football is America's game. It's not for the weak, not for the faint of heart, and for a long time, it was not for women. But there's one league that's changing what it means to play like a girl. Now, all of this stems from Porzingis missing his exit meeting with Jackson in April, something that Jackson is still upset about. He says he's never had it happen to him in at least 25 years of being in the NBA.
Wow.
Now, that being said, obviously this would be a devastating blow for the fan base, and some Knicks fans that I've spoken to even believe that drafting Porzingis in the first place is maybe the only good thing that Jackson has done for this team.
So,
Mike?
Jen, what do you think it would take to actually move up into the draft? I mean, what kind of assets would they have to get in order to pull the trigger on a Porzingis trade?
Yeah, so far he says he's not impressed with any of the offers he's gotten so far. But sources are saying that what Jackson is looking for is a top 4 draft pick in addition to at least one superstar or significant asset in order for him to deal away the unicorn. This is a deal that makes sense for both teams. The White Sox are in the middle of a major rebuild, and they now have 2 of Baseball America's top 5 prospects and 7 in the top 100. The Cubs, on the other hand, are looking to defend their title, but have gotten off to a pretty rocky start. They entered the All-Star break below 500 and sit 5.5 games behind Milwaukee. Quintana will almost certainly bolster their starting pitching, which has been the team's biggest issue so far this season. Allie?
What does the second half of the season look like now, Jen, for the Cubs?
They have the potential to look like an entirely different team. The addition of Quintana comes just as Kyle Hendricks and John Lackey are set to return from the disabled list. With those 3 in the starting rotation, the Cubs have a pretty good chance of catching up to the Brewers at the top of the NL Central.
You guys are 5-0 undefeated. What's the key strategy?
Allie, you were at the events leading up to the game. What was the international presence like at the stadium?
We've seen a couple rule changes so far early on in the beginning. What more do you think can be done to make this game really take off? Speaking of more players, what kind of players would you want to see start joining this league in the future?
Has there been any smack talk with Johnny Mac? You're standing on the first tee. What's going through your head? Jessica Cara Fiello played alongside some of the biggest names in golf at the KPMG Women's PGA Championship.
I hit some good drives. I hit a couple quacks. That got me in trouble, but for the most part, I did really well.
In addition to being one of the top players in the Metropolitan section, Cara Fiello is also a nationally recognized teaching pro at Innis Arden Golf Club.
Work about 60 hours a week.
Somehow, the dedicated golfer still finds time to work on her game.
Practicing at 6 in the morning till first lesson, and then in the evenings I'll go play a few holes.
Carafiello is one of 9 club pros who qualified for the event, and she earned her exemption by placing 5th in last year's Teaching and Club Professional National Championship. This is her 2nd consecutive year playing in the KPMG and her 5th major tournament overall.
The first major I played in, I was very nervous. And yesterday, leading up to that first tee shot, I was nervous.
But she knows just how to handle those first tee jitters.
I had a tune in my head both yesterday and today. I sung that a couple times just to get my nerves down.
The famous North Course at Olympia Fields played 6,588 yards, a challenging length for non-tour professionelsDoes playing in men's tournaments help you get ready for this?
Yes, actually, it helps with the yardage. I'm not so accustomed to hitting so many 5 irons, hybrids, 3 woods into holes, whereas these girls do it all week long, every week of the year.
The pro was all smiles during the tournament, and even missing the cut couldn't shake her confidence.
As silly as it sounds, I did break a goal of shooting in the 70s both rounds. Obviously, I wanted a better finish, something closer to par and a chance to play the weekend, but I'll have to wait till next time on that.
For Carafiello, there will almost certainly be a next time. From Olympia Fields, Jennifer Lee, News 12 Connecticut. What do professional athletes do after they retire? They keep on playing.
You know, I believe we're still competitive. I am. You know, I'd like to go out there and compete.
On the Power Shares Tour, former tennis legends face off in fan-friendly one-night tournaments across the country.
It's fun. You know, I think we play a handful of nights a year, and to be able to still kind of do that, it's just fun for us.
But being off tour means not getting a lot of practice for most of these players.
My practice right now is getting on the court with my son, and he's 3, so we had a long practice session, 15 minutes the other day.
And tournament prep?
I try and stay fit, so when I do come out here, I don't really make a fool of myself and hurt myself. You know, that's the most important thing, walking off the court without limping.
Is nothing like it used to be.
I kind of just carbo load and risk foolishness.
It's a fun atmosphere for everyone, including the players. They may be a little rusty.
The thing I miss most is being good at tennis.
But there's no doubt these guys came to win.
If I get on the returns, I'm going to have a chance. If I can't get my returns going, I'm going to struggle tonight. There's always smack talk. That's bad luck. A lot of trash talk in the locker room. We'll be mic'd up tonight, so you'll probably get to hear a little bit of it.
Perfect. Just another one right there. Great.
It's been a while since we've seen them play on the big stage, but at least 2 things haven't changed. Andy Roddick still has plenty of zip on his serve. And John McEnroe hasn't mellowed with age. He's still as wild as ever. From the West Side, Jennifer Lee, Medill reports.